Another edition of Training Camp Live presented by American Airlines alongside Isaiah Stanback for the first time on TCL this year. You're a vet, though.
Yeah,
You've been around
the block
once or
times.
twice.
Yeah,
He's going to be on the call for the preseason game this Saturday from SoFi Stadium. Not a joint practice yet. It's the final ramp-up and final installs, though, for Brian Schottenheimer. Let's turn to the action here as we get a little blitz action. This is going to be a lot of emphasis on the defense and the way this offensive front picks them up, right?
Absolutely. You want to get a look at see exactly what kind of pressure you're getting. A lot of communication coming from the offensive side. You see Dak Prescott right now really seeing what the front was presenting, going back, communicating to his offense, trying to get them in a better look. Able to call a run. Defense did a good job of closing it up right there. But oftentimes you want to come up as a quarterback, identify the safety, give some form of a fake snap count, see if they declare any type of coverage that they're going to present, and then get yourself into the right play.
Good play there from Nealand. Solomon Thomas was in there as well. Plus Osa Odigizua preventing a cutback lane for Hunter Lipke with the football. It's Javonte Williams now in at running back, and that may have been a busted play. I'm not sure if that was a design quarterback run.
That was a quarterback sneak
from
there.
Dak.
that was a non-physical quarterback sneak from Dak Prescott
He's not going to leave his feet. He's not going to go diving into anybody. There's no tush-push on this one.
But I did like what I saw at the second level there. You saw three guys at the second level at the linebacker position. You had Jack Sanborn. You also had Shamar James.
Yep.
And then you had Marquise Bell. It wasn't Shamar James. It was actually Kenneth Murray. And then you had Marquise Bell. That's three tackling machines at the second level for the defense.
Good to see Kenneth Murray back in the fold. Shamar James taking advantage of those extra reps. He'll play a lot this Saturday against the Rams, rookie out of Florida. Now a passing attempt. Prescott has to step up to avoid the pressure. He'll roll out and take off. A little extra speed there from Dak.
You mean speed from the guy who tore his hamstring?
Yeah, that's the speed I'm talking about.
I like it.
Looks pretty good.
And one thing that we've been able to see that a lot of the fans have not necessarily has been that even on passing downs or handoffs, Dak has been spending time to sprint an additional 40, 50 yards, sprint, not jog, to finish the play and then get back to the huddle. He's really getting that injury out of his head so that when the regular season presents itself, he's ready to hit the ground running.
How important is that not only for a quarterback, but especially for a quarterback when you have to take off and run?
It's huge. I mean, but more so coming off of a major injury, you want to know that you don't have to worry about that injury. You're not handcuffing it. You're not babysitting it. You know that it's good to go.
Here's Phil Maffa. He's been a topic of conversation recently. Brian Schottenheimer continuously giving him some praise, and the rookie out of Clemson, he'll get some touches this week.
Yeah, especially with them ham hocks as legs he has there, Kyle. That's not
what did you call
They're
it?
ham hocks, man. Them some big old hamstrings he has there. That's not somebody that you want to see in the hole. We've seen a little bit of burst from him as well, but his vision, his patience at the line of scrimmage, if you present yourself as a linebacker in the hole, you better bring your big boy pants with you.
Well, and here's Jaden Blue that'll step up and fill a hole too. He's shown some vision. How important is that from a rookie running back standpoint to have both of those guys see the field the way that they have?
It's really good, and it's very inspiring to see, especially from Jaden Blue. Oftentimes when you're a young talent who has a lot of speed, especially at the running back position, you see guys running outside the tackle box. They're not, trusting their vision and patience. He has done the complete opposite of that and then utilized his speed to his advantage.
Tip pass. Keemon Hull gets up there. He's competing for a nickelback starting spot without some of those corners in the fold. And the former man out of where? Isaiah Stanback. Where did he go to school?
Keemon?
Yeah. The University of North Texas, the Mean Green, is where he went to school. Thank you very much.
It wasn't Washington,
It was not Washington.
Yeah, it wasn't Washington. No, Keemon Hall is definitely somebody who's been showing up in a major way as well. He's taking advantage of the opportunities he's had, but you keep hearing his name come back up, and you keep seeing him make plays just like you saw right there.
He was one of my top 5 players with a big opportunity this week on DallasCowboys.com, part of our High Five article series. Back in the shotgun, Joe Milton remaining with the twos. Little motion with Phil Maffa to work him out wide. He's now lined up right in front of Tyrus Wheat. That may have been a sack behind. This one off the hands of Kelly and incomplete. Not a bad throw, maybe a little behind the receiver.
Yeah, you definitely want to see him bring those in. But what I love seeing on that play was the combination that they used in terms of personnel on the defensive front. They had Sam Williams on the inside. I love seeing him and Marshawn Nealand both over the guards. That's going to be a problem for teams, man. That's one thing about this defensive line this year. They have a lot of depth, and that way you can mix up a lot of different combinations that can cause the offensive line a lot of problems.
Yeah, when you're the second-string offensive line and you have to go up against Sam Williams and Tyrus Wheat and Marshawn Nealand, a couple second-round picks on that edge rusher spot. I mean, it's not necessarily easy.
No, not at all. And I love to see this big fella right here.
John Stevens.
Yeah, big John Stevens. You talk about somebody who's had a span of bad luck, back-to-back ACLs in consecutive years. It's very difficult to overcome mentally to get back on the field, first of all, and then come back on the field and start competing for your starting, for a job and an opportunity to play. He's had some drops along the way in training camp, but I understand as somebody who's faced a lot of adversity in terms of injuries, once he clears that path and mentally where he knows he's healthy and he knows he's good, you'll see them hands come right back into the fold.
One's back up with Dak Prescott under center. Brock Hoffman's at the left guard spot. Terrence Steele at the right tackle spot. Pretty normal front here from the offensive line.
Got Osa Adikizu over there over the left guard. You also have Jay Toia, along with Donovan Ezeraku.
And the offensive line dominated that rep, pushed him out wide, and then they complete it to Cropper in the flat. He gets slung to the ground.
But how inspiring is that to see Jay Toia in there with the ones, right? Playing next to Osa Adikizu.
Not the first time either. He continues to see some reps, and they want to see what these rookies have going into the preseason, see what they've got up front. You look at this defensive set right here. A lot of ones here on the defense, but then you have Shamar James, you have Donovan Ezeraku, Jay Toia. Those are three guys that were drafted on this defense, and they're out there running with the ones. Sometimes that's a bad thing when you have a lot of rookies running with the ones. This is a good thing.
No, we talk about that word competition all the time, man. This is the benefit of guys taking care of their business. This is the payoff. You know what I'm saying? This is how you get your reward. You get rewarded with practice reps with a group that you weren't with prior to. That's, as a player, that means absolutely everything. You hear this competition, it's going to be fair. That's not the way it is around the league most of the time. But with this new coaching regime, you're really seeing that come to fruition.
Another play where they get it to CeeDee Lamb in space outside. Wasn't blocked up. He had to make a man miss there.
Look at this formation.
A little interesting. Got Schoonmaker all the way outside. That's the big and little package. He's got Turpin now to his left with CD outside after a bit of motion.
It's a lot of speed.
Prescott pressured, throws on the run, throws a dart complete. Guess who? It's George Pickens. He's been one of the stars of camp so far.
And that's huge, man. I know George Pickens got the reception on that one, but the one thing that really made that possible was the fact that Kevontae Turpin was in the slot. Having that much speed at the slot, you have to respect it. You can't defend him with one guy because nobody can run with him. So he not only did he take a nickelback with him, he took a safety, which made it one-on-one for George Pickens. That's the benefit of having these guys with their abilities being utilized the right way.
Yeah, you choose Pickens. You choose Lamb, then there's Turpin, and then vice versa. That speed, fastest man in the NFL last year, clocked by a GPS.
Yep.
It's going to make a difference whether or not he's been a utilized target or not in the past. Jonathan Mingo now out in the formation. Here's Prescott underneath. There's the speed. Turn it on, Turp. Turns upfield. He got caught there by a defender running across the middle.
He wasn't caught, Kyle.
I don't know. They got him on the hip.
That's one of the things.
That's how we run training camp here.
You got a quarterback, you run. There's been a lot of pre-snap motions and shifts with this new offense underneath Coach Schottenheimer. And that time you saw a pre-snap motion where Kevontae Turpin came across the formation. What are you doing motion for? You want to see exactly whether or not somebody is going to declare it in terms of man or if they're playing zone. Somebody follows a man, you know it's man. On that one, he had a crossing route. Man-to-man versus Turpin, I'll take it all day long.
And in motion, they put Princeton Fant. They call him Bull. He's in motion. Here's a play action from Milton into the flat. One-handed grab by Fant. Brings it down. How about that? A bull in a china shop? Doesn't matter. He still brings it down.
And he finishes. Look where he's going all the way to the end zone, across that line. Reps on reps on reps. I love everything about Princeton Fant. I think he can be a huge contributor for this team. He's been here for the last few years, last few camps. I always keep my eye on him through training camp, but I'm looking forward to him showing up in the preseason.
Since his nickname is Bull, and I made the China Shop reference, now my only thought process is seeing him knock over a plate of China, and then he grabs it on the way down with the quick reaction like that.
That's perfectly fine. You know, in the game of football, I'll take a bull all day long.
What a grab. That's not a tight end look here. Got a fun matchup on the outside, Alex. If we can go to the right here, Trayshawn Holden outside with Israel Mukwamu. Got it to him a little bit late there. We'll see if we can catch it on the next rep.
He's somebody that Coach Schottenheimer has brought up a number of times as well. Somebody, one of those young guys on the depth chart, undrafted guy who's able to come in, get a fair opportunity to actually compete and work his way up the depth chart. He's been showing up for this offense in training camp. He's another guy who's going to have a lot of opportunity come Saturday when the game shows up.
Well, and we mentioned Keemon Hall fighting for that nickel corner slot. Of course, now you've got Israel Mukwamu as another guy there. He's outside against Ryan Flanoy. We'll watch this one-on-one, see if Will Greer can get it outside as he's under center at quarterback. That's a run play inside. One thing about the running game, though, in this 11-on-11 portion of practice is you want to see the wide receivers block. You want to see their physicality on the edge, which you wouldn't get in 7-on-7 or 9-on-7.
Yeah, that's very true. And I was watching those guys try to work up to the next level. You have assignments as a receiver. You want to block. Sometimes it's MDM, which is the most dangerous man. Sometimes it's a corner. Sometimes you got to go dig out a safety or go crack back on a linebacker. There's responsibilities that come in the running game. That's how the big plays happen for offenses on the ground.
Resetting here at the line of scrimmage. Will Greer, one of the benefits he has as a backup quarterback in this system is that he knows the system. Joe Milton's still learning the playbook, learning a lot of what Brian Schottenheimer wants. And while it's new for a lot of people, not so much for Jalen Brooks, Will Greer and company. He gets underneath Israel Mukwamu. That might have been a touchdown in a game. Nobody got there.
Take the might out of it, Kyle. That boy went up and high-pointed that thing. We like to say, eat cereal off somebody's helmet. He went up to the next level, pulled it down, and then made the next man miss. That's what we call a house call.
Jalen Brooks trying to make the team, trying to make some noise. He made some noise as we wrap up this edition of Training Camp Live on the sideline here in Oxnard. I mean, what else can you say about that last play? That was an incredible play right in front of us. Got a good look at it. If you're Israel Mukwamu, the pressure's starting to start, that pressure cooker's starting to turn up a little bit.
Yeah, the pressure cooker's on, but the thing is you get these solid reps in practice against your own team so that when situations like tomorrow present themselves and you have some goons out there, you're a little bit more prepared than you would have been.
Today, it's Jalen Brooks. Tomorrow, it's Devontae Adams and Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua, Jordan Whittington. Lots to look forward to. We're going to have some extra Training Camp Live for you tomorrow as the Rams come to town, the first and only scheduled joint practice between the Cowboys and another opponent. Sean McVay's team is going to be ready for that one. Isaiah will be on the call this weekend. He'll be on a call for some of these Training Camp Lives this week as well. So for Isaiah, for myself, Kyle Youmans, Alex Lilly behind the camera. We'll see you tomorrow with a lot more of Training Camp Live presented by American Airlines.